Hi, Gerre Heron, HomeSmart Elite Group in Phoenix. As we head into another brand new year, 2022, I wanted to give another housing market update as I did this time last year. This video is slightly delayed as I started the year coming down with COVID and was out for a few weeks, and I finally just getting my voice back. Not the most auspicious start to a new year. Now, my 2021 video report was extremely well received, possibly because it was timely, included factual statistics without being a self-serving realtor promotion. And it also came at a time when many of my buyer clients were thirsty for that exact information. And I really do appreciate all the positive feedback, the texts and emails, etc. So, what's happening with the market? Should we wait or should we buy? Will the market adjust or crash like 2008? Those same questions are being asked 1 year later. Unfortunately, there has been a seismic shift in the Phoenix metro housing market, which I think most real estate agents still haven't realized. I moved to Phoenix 11 years ago, come March 2022. Caught in the last housing crash, I was planning my escape from New Jersey 7 years prior to that. Escape from high housing costs, high property taxes, overcrowding, impossible traffic, along with East Coast toll roads. The 7 years prior to that, I had planned my go west goal to find my spot somewhere west or southwest. I was open to wherever I was going to land and researched city data and added it to a long spreadsheet. Median cost of housing, property taxes, air quality, job opportunity, number of days of sunshine, risk of tornadoes and hurricanes. I was that thorough. The final decision ended up being Albuquerque, New Mexico, until they brought in an interior design license requirement, which would mean a 4-year degree and an annual fee of $1,500 to the Association of Interior Designers. Now, I had my realtor license in New Jersey, but I was also involved in interior design and builder specify. So my next choice was Phoenix, Arizona. And truthfully, I was ready to leave country living for a manageable small city metro like Phoenix, which was well planned and well run. At the very bottom of the housing market in November 2011, I bought a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom renovated condo in a small gated community for $33,000 cash. If it wasn't for the majority of condo units being snapped up by investors and occupied by misbehaving tenants, plus an ethically challenged HOA board, I would still be living there mortgage-free. But this was my second bad HOA experience, and I opted for my current home, a fully renovated 1947 mid-century home, single-family, detached, which I bought for $198,000. Now, that same home is now valued 7 years later at over $400,000. When I arrived in Phoenix 11 years ago, the average cost of a home was $150,000. The seismic shift is that Phoenix is no longer affordable metro for first-time buyers, particularly those in the 200 and 300 range, and it's not likely to change. Phoenix no longer is affordable to the majority of working residents, the restaurant hosts that you know, the receptionists at your dentist, the skilled and semi-skilled craftspeople who earn their living with their hands. So what's brought about this change? Once again, I had the privilege of sitting in on another Tina Tamboy Crawford Report presentation at a HomeSmart Elite Group luncheon, January 2022. Now, Tina Tamboy and the Crawford Report are really the last word in Phoenix real estate statistics, and Tina is one of those amazing smart women who lives, breathes, and loves figures, forecasts, and charts. So what's happening in the Phoenix metro housing market? No surprise, the market is steady, the inventory is still low, and the prices are still climbing and likely to stay that way. The math simply doesn't support a price drop. The average home price in Metro Phoenix was $418,000 at the end of September 2021 and has risen to $430,000 as of December. Contrast that with 11 years ago, $150,000. And yes, this is making it harder for most medium income buyers to enter the housing market. Salaries and income are just not competitive, and we can add a 7+% inflation to that equation. We have seen a 3.2% per month price rise, making that rise 38% per annum. That's almost unheard of in Phoenix, and it may be great for current home values, but not so great for those trying to get into the home market. My advice for those first-time buyers is, regrettably, you may have to do what I did 11 years ago. Start to research for your spot, somewhere in the United States, maybe even rural, where the housing costs are still affordable. It's most likely not going to be in Phoenix. Now, back to the Phoenix housing forecast. The upside of buying in a seller's market, of course, still remains buying into an equity position and not having to wait years to see your home value increase. So buyers, is it better to remain a renter and not buy in this crazy market? Well, rental vacancies are at an all-time low of 3.6%, which is something Phoenix hasn't seen since the 1970s. There's also continues to be many large corporations buying apartment complexes in the millions of dollars. The Paseo, for example, in North Phoenix near Bell Road, sold recently for $305 million. No corporation is making this investment if they're expecting the rental market to slide. And if you thought the multi-offer housing market was bad, consider that renters are competing with an average of 20 tenants for every available apartment. The average home rental price is now $2,195 for 2,000 square feet, with an 18% rise in just 2021. That's plus $608 per month. Rentals will continue to rise, unlike a fixed-rate mortgage. And what is spurring this market? Population growth, with inbound coming mostly from California, making Arizona the 5th most popular destination, according to U-Haul. Fast population growth and low inventory. What has changed, though, is that there has been a slide to job seekers as opposed to retirees who were following the sun. So it's not just about sun bringing the spur in population, but people running away from high taxes, low employment opportunities, and rising crime. And the states where they're exiting is no surprise either. California, New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois. Now, the 2020 COVID pandemic has also exacerbated the population growth, as families who were not able to fly decided they would move to be near a family, children, and grandchildren. But even in a seller's market, it's not all winning jackpot for sellers, because still they have to find affordable property to buy. Many sellers are choosing to stay put, exacerbating the inventory. So how do you win in this competitive multi-offer market as a buyer? As a reminder, the catnip to sellers starts with a cash offer, then conventional loan, then FHA, and finally VA. And yes, you can compete against a cash offer with a pre-qualified conventional loan. The buyer search should always start with a fully financial review with a lender before looking at properties. It could be a time waste to start viewing listings that you have no idea what you can really afford. So if you have a great lender, consult with them first, or I could put you in the very capable hands of my preferred lender. As a reminder, the only two documents needed to make a legitimate legal offer on a property are the pre-qualification document and the purchase contract. Now, when you're about to make an offer, always consider, in this game of poker, which is what it is, that the deck is not all stacked in the seller's favor. The seller wants to sell their property on their schedule with few hindrances, impediments, delays, or aggravation, and they only want to do it once. That's where the all-important agent-to-agent communication comes into play. The seller agent wants to work with an agent who is going to row the boat with them in the same direction to a smooth close of escrow for the benefit of both clients. That busy listing agent does not want to be chasing another agent for documents and deadlines. If the buyer agent hasn't fully qualified their client and the offer drops out, all those other multiple offers have moved on, and the property has to go back on the market and back on sale again. That listing may seem stigmatized to the buying public, who will start to wonder, what's wrong with the property? And what could an agent have missed in qualifying their buyer? A buyer who misunderstands this hot market and that they are disadvantaged to negotiate discovered repairs from a home inspection, for example. A buyer who assumes that a 20-year-old house can be made new again at the seller's expense. A buyer who wants to make a low earnest money deposit and also less than a 20% down payment. Now, for example, the property value may not appraise for the offer value in this over-asking price market, meaning that the appraised value of the home could be thousands of dollars lower. Now, we have a difference between the offer price and the appraised value. The lender is not going to approve a mortgage on an undervalued property, and the buyer will need to increase their offer and their loan amount or ask the seller to reduce the list price. In a normal market, this would be negotiated between buyer and seller agent, and often with the parties simply splitting the difference. In this market, the seller is not going to negotiate. It is going to fall all on the buyer. Now, if the seller is anticipating an undervalued appraisal report because of the over-asking offer, they may also consider that a buyer making a 5% down payment offer may be financially tapped out and not able to consume this disparity between offer price and appraised value. Therefore, a 5% down payment offer in this market is simply not competitive and will most likely not be accepted. The seller will simply move on to other stronger offers, even if those offers are at the same price. The Metro Phoenix real estate landscape is most likely changed forever, and buyers are going to have to manage their expectations, being caught between a rapidly rising rental market and a higher priced property market. So before we fall into total doom and gloom, remember we still live in a wonderful city, a great state, and an awesome United States. If you are looking to list, know that I am a great listing agent, bringing my years of design, interior design, kitchen and bath design to my realtor profession. I always start with a life consult because sometimes the reasons for selling has not been thoroughly explored. I always caution my clients to think in a 10-year cycle and consider what they will be doing in 10 years after this move. Once we do move forward with the listing, I pay for professional photography, drone video, staging, and even virtual staging for empty rooms, and always start with a weekend open house with highest and best offer by Monday, 5 p.m. And for my buyer clients who closed on their homes back in 2019 and especially 2020, I am also pleased for you that we found your perfect home at the right price at the right time. And I will be running an updated realtor property report for each one of you and sending that to you in an email to see your latest estimated value. For my buyer clients, yes, it is a tough market, but let's get moving and make 2022 the year you move into your permanent home. So wishing you a great 2022, and thank you for watching the video.